These are 8 horrifying facts that will probably keep you up at night. One of your photos that you have today will be used in your funeral. There are more slaves today than any other time in history. According to the founder of the Walk Free Foundation, there are 46 million slaves in the world today. Your eyes can still move after your death for 15 to 30 seconds. Watching TV for more than 2 hours a day can shorten your life expectancy by 1.4 years. In 1977, we received a radio signal from space that lasted 42 seconds. To this day, no one knows where that signal came from. A lit candle causes more than 15,000 house fires every year. Spider rain could happen at any moment above you. Bill Skarsgård, who played Pennywise in the 2017 version of It, was born in 1990, the year the original It was released. Yeah.
Tomorrow's my client's birthday, and she explained her and her friends are going to the movies and that they're wearing pajamas. She then looked up at me and said, "You think that's ghetto?" I said, "Are you going in the morning?" She said, "No." Immediately, I thought it was ghetto, but I wasn't going to say nothing because I fucks with my client tough. Her mom overheard the conversation, screams out, "That's some ghetto-ass shit." I ran it by my sister because she's a school teacher, and her response was, "That's what the kids are doing. I'm actually looking for me some pajamas to wear as well." Y'all, I felt like these kids got my sister losing her mind. Anyway, I killed this set, big Gemini energy, and the moral to this story is sometimes people will never understand you. Still do what makes you happy.
This is how I found out my dad was following me on OnlyFans. Disclaimer, it's not my story time, it's not on Instagram. My mom and dad had me when they were really young. My mom was 17 and my dad was 19. For some reason, my mom doesn't like talking about him, so I never really found out exactly how they broke up. All I know is that they stayed together until I was 5 years old. Something really bad happened, and then my mom kicked him out of the house. Like I said, I don't even know what happened. When I was 12 years old, he begged my mom to come back, and she let him live in the apartment we had. But he's pretty much a deadbeat. He didn't help my mom pay for the bills. He didn't even want to get a job. He even went as far as begging my mom to become a stripper. He said that she would make way more money than the job she had. She was a secretary at the time. When I was 15, he left our house again. I never got a bad feeling from him when he was living with us though. With a lot of hard work, my mom was able to put me to college. I graduated and I got a really good job. I bought my mom and me a house and we moved in together. Then COVID happened and I lost my job. Friends suggested I start OnlyFans and I decided to do it. I started making a lot more money than I ever thought I would. Some months I was making around $20,000. This one guy would send me $1,000 every single week. In exchange for pictures. Part 2 is up.
Story time about how my boyfriend gave me sleeping pills before his boys' night out. I had been dating my boyfriend for a year and we always had a pretty trusting relationship. One weekend, he was going to have a boys' night out with his friends and I was going to stay home. However, earlier in the day, we had gone into an argument about how he never checks his phone while he's out or replies to my text to check in. He said he shouldn't have to check in with me while he's out and I disagreed because I just want to make sure that he's okay. Fast forward to later that night when he's getting ready, I told him that even though we're fighting, I still expect him to keep in touch with me. He agrees this time without putting up a fight and asks me if I want to have a drink with him before he goes. He makes us some cocktails and we drink them together while we wait for his friends to come pick him up. When his friends get there, he kisses me goodbye and leaves. Not even half an hour later, I'm knocked out cold. I remember waking up once just for a second to use the bathroom, but then knocking out again. In the morning when I woke up, he was asleep next to me and I was really confused as to why I slept so much when I wasn't even tired. When my boyfriend woke up, he mentioned how nice it was that I hadn't messaged him and how I must have slept through the night after those cocktails. This raised some red flags and I quickly questioned him about what was in the cocktails. At first, he called me crazy and told me that he didn't do anything to them. However, after about 20 minutes of accusing him, he finally confessed. Part 2, my boyfriend gave me sleeping pills before his boys' night out. After I accused my boyfriend of messing with the cocktails, he admitted to putting a couple Benadryl in my drink. This, mixed with the alcohol, is what made me extremely sleepy and caused me to knock out for the whole night. I was furious when he said it. He clearly didn't see a problem with it and even made a joke about how he should do it more often when he doesn't want me pestering him. I freaked out at him and told him that what he did was not only wrong, but could also be a crime. I think this scared him a bit because he quickly started apologizing and promising to never do it again. Obviously, I'm not stupid and I wasn't going to stay with someone who would do that to me. I quickly called my family who came rushing over. I packed my things and my brothers kept my now ex in the other room and threatening him not to come around me. I got all my things together with my mom and my sister and left him that very day. He wouldn't stop blowing up my phone with apologies and sending sorry gifts to my work. I had to block his number and threaten him with a restraining order if he ever tried to talk to me again. I was horrified that someone would go to those lengths and I couldn't trust him after this. He even tried to get his family to text me to get back together with him, but when I told them why we broke up, they were shocked too. They apologized profusely on his behalf and told me to stay safe.
Honestly, I've been trying to do this voiceover for mad long and have a little song on top of it. Like, I don't know how the girls be doing this, but this shit is ghetto. And first of all, I'm trying to sing for y'all because obviously the song that I'm trying to choose for my motherfucking audio is not working. TikTok, get it together. Anyways, so yeah, this is me trying to be one of the TikTok girls, you know, dehydrated. And primer, I get that from Dynamic Nail Supply Store. My monomer wasn't, if you know, you know. But it wasn't cooperating with me that day because it was mad cold in my room. So we just gonna smile and wave there. But I still laid it. No, because have y'all watched BMF? Charles, the dad on BMF, like, he's getting me tight. Like, why you keep cheating on Sister Lucille? Like, what did she do to you? And then you cheat on her twice. Like, me? For real? And she's still trying to treat him good. Like, I can't lose when I'm with you. I don't know why this should go in my files, but, y'all get the point. This is my first voiceover, well, half a voiceover, because I'm not a social media girl, okay? Girl, you're going, nah, oh, that's right here. Ooh. I'm so proud of my Frenchies for real, because Jesus, it's not, I mean, it's easier now, but like before it was not. Very nail shopish. My blicky, okay. It's getting very much crispy. This chrome, mad pretty. That's all I gotta say. Yay he.
2-sentence horror stories. So it turns out you can feel everything that happens to your body after death. I suppose I should be flattered my husband still finds me attractive after all these years. When the tsunamis hit, most people were evacuated. Feeling the trickle of water rise to my chin, I let go of the prison bars in bitter resentment. It's been almost a decade since I last saw my mother. And she still reminds me every day that if I misbehave again she'll take my hearing too. They say we have a primal sense, that we can just feel when someone is watching us. It's been a few weeks, and it's clear that you do not have that sense. After giving birth I asked when the young redhead nurse will be back with my baby. There's apparently no nurses working here by that description. I forgot to grab something, I'll be right back, said Mom. As she rounded the corner, out of sight, the cashier began ringing up our groceries. I decided to let the guy behind me with a couple of items jump ahead of me. As soon as I did, my mother came back with flour in her hands and disappointment in her eyes. The sound of my son calling for my help grew fainter and fainter. As the batteries in my hearing aids died, I realized it would soon be impossible for me to find him in time. It's okay, darling, the new babysitter is here to put you to bed, my mother said as she hugged me and smiled at the young woman behind her. I'm surprised she couldn't feel me shaking as I looked upon the face that I'd been seeing outside my window for weeks.
Just imagine capturing this on your Ring camera. It was 2018 and just outside of her condo in Phoenix, Arizona when Jessica Catania got an alert on her phone and saw this. According to her eventual statement, she immediately realizes she's in danger. She locks her bedroom door, she starts dialing 911, but that's when she heard it. So whoever this man was, he then pries open the living room window and pops out the screen. He's in the house. This woman, Jessica, she's like incredibly resourceful in a stressful situation. She immediately grabbed a hammer, any weapon that she could find from her closet, and she hides in her bathroom. But while she's waiting in there, she's got the door locked, but it would only be about 3 minutes before she eventually hears police inside her condo. But the problem is, they never found the man. To this day, she has no idea who this man was or why he broke into her condo. In the investigation, police would eventually nickname him Smiles.
So more and more sightings of the Smiling Man have been reported recently. For those who don't know, the Smiling Man is a very tall, odd-looking man who wears this creepy grin and is often caught trying to steal children, as was the case with a young girl named Linda. Years ago, Linda lived in West Virginia, and one night she awoke to strange sounds in her bedroom. She rolled over to go back to sleep, but what she saw in her hallway was a tall, dark, shadowy figure. Linda closed her eyes in fear, and when she reopened them, he was standing right above her. She screamed and he disappeared, but recently there's been more reports of sightings. Legend has it if you close your eyes at night and think the words smiling man, smiling man, smiling man over and over again, he'll appear. Would you try?
Louisa is back, and today we're doing her Thanksgiving set. The set I'm removing will be posted in another video because I've been a little behind. She came in today asking about something called the red nail theory that she saw on Instagram. After explaining what it was, she was very much only wanting red. During the appointment, she was telling me about her new business and how she got many of her other friends to join her who are also in the cleaning business. Luckily for her, they all have very loyal clients who all follow them to Louisa's new company. She was tearing up talking about how she is fully booked for the week after Thanksgiving. Honestly, I was tearing up as well at that point because her journey has been incredible. She saw some fall stickers I had on display, and we created a very quick and easy design that would match the sparkly red. She's a very busy bee now, so we had to make it quick. Of course, we put sparkly top coat because she loves her sparkles, and these are how they came out. This client is a housekeeper, and because she works with her hands for a living and is constantly working with various cleaning chemicals, she says her gel starts chipping within a week. She peels the remaining gel off due to stress and anxiety because she works for a busy hotel chain trying to provide for her 2 little boys at home. She said she works 10-hour shifts and having to redo her nails every week is just not something that she could afford or keep up with. Her friend actually recommended me, hoping I'd be able to help, which was very sweet. I'm doing a structured gel manicure with a rubber base, which should last her up to a month. Because she needs to keep her nails short for work, she usually just gets a basic color because she thinks beautiful designs only look good on long nails. But I'm hoping I changed her mind with these pink cat eye swirls. She left with a big smile and I could just tell how happy they made her. Remember these nails? Well, many of you asked for an update and she's back a whole month later with the gel still holding on strong. Other than some discoloration from all the cleaning chemicals, she did not have any chips or cracks. If you haven't seen my previous video, this client is a housekeeper and she works for a busy hotel chain, sometimes working 10-hour shifts. Because of this and all the chemicals she uses, her gel always chips, and she came to me last time hoping I can help, and I'm so happy I was able to. After prepping, I'm going in with a strong rubber base to strengthen her natural nails and build their structure to help them last another month. She wanted a purple color with some sparkles, and I feel like this tone matches her skin perfectly. As always, I'm getting that gel as close to the cuticle as possible, leaving no gaps, and look how nice it came out. She left with a smile once again, and that's all I could ever ask for. Some of you may recognize these hands. This client is a housekeeper who works at a large hotel chain. She came into her appointment today with a pretty unsettling story and allowed me to share it. So one day she was working her shift as usual and cleaned many rooms in the process. Later that day, closer to the end of her shift, her manager called her into her office and told her that she was being accused of stealing. My client told me as a housekeeper that's one of her worst fears because unfortunately it's not uncommon. Something goes missing, blame the housekeeper. A woman staying in one of the rooms my client cleaned told the front desk that her watch was missing. My client swore up and down that she would never take anything or risk losing her job. The woman even wanted to call the cops. After my client almost getting fired, the woman's 6-year-old son admitted that he took the watch and just wanted to play a prank on his mom. He thought it'd be funny. My lovely client is back. I should probably share her name since her hands are loved by many on here. This is Louisa. If you haven't watched my previous videos, she is a housekeeper and has had trouble holding any type of product on her nails until we started doing structured gel manicures on her. I always prep her natural nails and do my cuticle prep to prevent any lifting. Dry cuticle prep also allows you to get that gel color super close to the cuticle to prevent that outgrown look. I of course strengthen them with a rubber base, which is what allows her nails to last for weeks at a time. Actually, a few days ago, she came home to her apartment being flooded and stayed up almost all night cleaning the floor to prevent mold from possibly growing. She came to me pretty shocked that even after her long shifts of cleaning at the hotel and the flood situation at her house, the gel still managed to last on her nails. We went with a similar color this time with some sparkles and decals. She loved them and I can't wait to see her next month.